Some suckers out there hate my hat. Some can't deal with the fact that I'm jacked. Well, if you hate my tan, then you ain't gotta be a fan. This is Mark Bell of SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, answering more questions today for the Power Project, brought to you by HowMuchYouBench.net, The Slingshot, and the only strength magazine in the world, thepowermagazine.com. Got a question to get to today, and this question comes from Adrian Larsen, who lives up in Portland, I believe. Somewhere, Washington, Portland, somewhere up that way. Oregon, I don't know, I can't remember. I think he's in Washington, actually. Yep, I'm going to stick with Washington. Anyway, Adrian Larsen is an absolute beast. He's an absolute savage. I do not know what handicap Adrian has, but he has something has happened to his lower body many, many moons ago. And basically, he bench presses without his legs on the bench. I'm sorry, without his legs on the ground at all. And he's still one of the stronger benchers in the country. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He is a monster. But having said that, even the fact that he can't play on his feet and he can't have leg drive, he's even stronger than the people's coach. So I should just suck it, right? But anyway, Adrian's a good friend of mine, and we've been communicating lately about some different things about the bench press. He is a proponent of the slinger, the slingshot from HowMuchYouBench.net. And he recently told me that he feels, as he's gotten stronger, that just about every other week he has a good workout. For example, he did 520 for an easy double, I think with a pause. And then, not pause, not like bear claws, but with a pause on his chest. Held the weight motionless, I should say. So he did 520 for 2 reps, and then the following week he went to handle like 480, 485, and it felt like a ton of bricks. Sound familiar? Have you been there before? I know I have. So you have a few options when you have this type of scenario happen to you. I used to kind of think, okay, have one day where you go heavy and one time where you go light. Now I'm kind of more of the belief of like, if you can't put the effort into it, then you're not going to be able to squeeze enough out of it. In other words, what you give is what you get. And so if you can't put in the effort that is necessary into any of the 3 lifts, any of the big 3 lifts, or if you can't put the energy and the effort in to even the supplemental assistance exercises, then I would say you are probably wasting your time. However, sometimes hard work is just hard work, and sometimes hard work is necessary because it takes a lot of work to be good, and it takes that much more work to be great. Having said that, it's not always just about more work, it's about optimal work. What's going to help you to progress the most? Is it going to help you to progress the most to bench 520 one week, 480 the next, 530 the next, 490 the next after that, 540 the next week after that, and so on? Who knows? Maybe if you would back off a little bit, maybe you would spring forward a little bit more. Maybe you would slingshot your way into the future a little bit more. Maybe you would make more progress than that. It is also my belief that the stronger that you get, the more diligent you have to be with paying attention to what the hell your body's trying to tell you. Feedback. You got to go by feedback. You always hear people talking about you got to listen to your body. And that's such a weird statement because it's so hard for people to understand what the hell that really means. And then you got the other side of the spectrum. You got people saying the central nervous system fatigue and so on and so forth. And things sometimes get to be a little bit crazy. So to simplify things, and this goes with diet as well, is a low-carb diet or a zero-carb diet, a ketogenic diet, the only way to diet? No. But we all know that all you fat fucks out there, if I tell you that you can eat carbs, even if I say you can have sweet potatoes, rice, oatmeal, stuff like that, those carbohydrates are going to magically turn into talente gelato. Bam! Just like magic. Or they'll turn into cookies or donuts or whatever it is. Whatever's your flavor and style. So, same thing goes with training. When it comes to training, you can simplify things. Can you go hard all the time? Can you go all out all the time? If you feel that you can't, you're going to have to pull back a little bit. I used to train my bench twice a week, every week, no matter what. Sore, not sore, injured, didn't matter. That's actually how I invented the slingshot. So I'm glad that I went through that process. However, is it optimal? Was it the best route to go? I really feel like I should have benched 600 pounds when I was fat. And I didn't, because I don't feel like I was training optimally. Although raw bench pressing was not a major priority of mine either. But now I'm trying to work on my raw bench press, and what I'm noticing is the same. I'm experiencing very much the same thing that Adrian Larsen is dealing with. Adrian, by the way, I believe he hit a 550 bench. Look him up on powerliftingwatch.com or go on the YouTubes and type in his name. I don't know why he has a girl's first name, but anyway. Adrian has done a 550 bench at 220 pounds, I think, and like a 530 or 540 bench at 242. Anyway, the guy's a monster. He does a lot of heavy dumbbell work and stuff like that as well. So here's some options that I gave him. You're going to find that to be common with a lot of big benchers, by the way. I'll just run you through that real quick. Dumbbell presses, incline presses, either incline either with dumbbells or with a barbell, either one or both. A lot of guys that bench big also do flies, pec flies of some sort, and it's my belief that that's just kind of keep everything held together and keep everything healthy. You won't always find that guys love to hammer their triceps. That's not always a common theme, in my opinion, from what I have seen. Different guys have different styles of hammering their triceps, and that's kind of an individual thing. Some guys just like to do push downs and stuff because you're getting a stimulus on the tricep, but you're not killing the tendons and ligaments. You're not smashing everything horribly. I got to get going on my son's baseball game here in a second, so I'll leave you with this. Your best option: train heavy one week, train a little lighter the next, and maybe either do A, repetitions in your in-between week, or B, speed work in your in-between week. Sound familiar? Sound a little cubish? Try that for a little while. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Chew on that and see if it digests, and see if that new style helps you. And a lot of times it takes just pulling back a little bit, and then you can go back to training hard every week, and you kind of go back and forth between the two, and then you'll find out what's really going to work best for you. Strength is never a weakness, and that is it from supertraining.tv.